Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm here to share with you a super fun tutorial for this box that I made. This box holds a pack of Tic Tacs. This pack is the 1 7/8 by 3. So super fun. The measurements were a little, yeah. Here is 5/8 of an inch, or just under 5/8 of an inch, and so 3/4 would have been too big, and so I had to do the 1/8 measurement. I wanted a really cute box to put the Tic Tacs in for a swap that I'm doing. It's a Christmas swap, and I thought it'd be cute if I put the orange ones and say snowman nose, or there are the winter fresh or winter green or something like that I saw, or just the plain white ones. So I haven't bought them. These were just for me. And so I was like, oh, this would be fun to do. So I went on YouTube, and there's a ton of Tic Tac envelopes, slider boxes and stuff like that, but none of this box that I really wanted. So I had to do the measurements myself, and I had to do all of the math. So yeah, here are the measurements, guys. It is very easy, you know, once I did all the math and whatnot. You can get 4 boxes out of one sheet of 12 by 12 piece of paper, and so I'm using just a black cardstock because that's what I have. That's 12 by 12, and I used my scraps in silver and this paper collection, which is I think it's just called Christmas. It is this collection here. It is Illustrated Faith, and it is, yeah, it's just called Christmas. So Illustrated Faith Christmas. Yeah, so the scraps are very small, so I know you guys will have them in your stash already, and these are great craft fair items, especially seeing how you can get 4 out of one sheet of 12 by 12. You can decorate it how you want. I just simply put a ribbon. You can add, you know, anything you want. A little tag on the top if you wanted to instead of a ribbon. Especially if you just have plain paper, you can add it on the back as like a little to from. You can, you know, do to from. People love these for to froms. How I would market these really would be for Secret Santa. Some people do those a whole week of Secret Santa, and so how cute would this be for day 1? You know, maybe the Tic Tacs for day 1 and a chapstick for day 2, or a notebook or something, you know. So that's how I would market it. Great stocking stuffers, etc. Also great party favors too. All right, let's get into the tutorial. Let me get the camera right. Okay. So you just need a sheet of 6 by 6, and yeah, let's do the measurements. So because it is a square, on one side you're going to score it at 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, I can't use that. So 3/4 of an inch. And then you're going to do 1 1/2. Okay. And then you're going to rotate it, and you're going to do 3/4 and 1 1/2 again. Okay. So something looks like this. Okay. 3/4 and 1 1/2. You're going to rotate the paper again. So now your score lines are on top and bottom. And you're going to score it at 3/4, so 3/4, 2 5/8. So the mark that you want, 1 3/5, is in between the half and the 3/4, and the 3/4, 2 3/4. So 1 3/5. See that mark? Okay. And then 3 3/8, so 1 3. So that is the tick mark between the quarter and the half. Okay. And then you're going to do 5 1/4. Okay. So 3/4, 2 5/8, 3 3/8, and 5 1/4. That's all the scoring that we need. So go ahead and take your paper. Okay. So now we just need to do some cutting. Okay. So I'm just going to grab a pencil. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to start at the bottom left. It doesn't matter because it's a square. So we do not need this rectangle. We do not need this rectangle. We do not need this square. We do not need this square. Okay. Same thing on the top. Take that rectangle, square, square. Okay. So just cut up like that. Okay. We're just going to use our scissors. You can varnish first if you want. For me, it doesn't matter as long as it gets done. And we're going to go ahead and cut off like that. Okay. We're going to do the same thing to the top. We're going to cut up this line here and cut off all of those pieces like so. Okay. So now you have something that looks like this. If you want to put it back to how we had it, put your little tabby thing to the left. It doesn't matter. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our tabs. So we're going to go ahead and cut the line. We're going to cut that off. We're going to cut a little bit off this tab, not all of it, probably about half. And then we're going to go ahead and miter. We're going to do that on the same. Okay, we're going to do that on all sides. So we don't need that, we don't need that. We're going to cut up here. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and cut. Like I said, I'm cutting off that the first square, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut off half, a little less than half of the second one. And then I'm going to miter these corners. Okay. Oops. Didn't do a very good job there. Okay, so cut up the score line. Cut off the first square, half of the second, and miter. These are just your tabs. You can leave them whole. It's just a lot of bulk. Okay. Now we're going to flip it and do the same. We're going to cut up, off, miter, and miter. Okay. And then again, cut, cut. Oop. I did not do that straight at all. And miter and miter. Okay, so that's it. So on your little tabby piece that's here, we're just gonna miter. Again, that's optional. That's what I do. So, okay. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and varnish. Do you have something that looks weird like this? We're gonna go ahead and varnish everything. So once you have the measurements down, that's all you really need. Everything else is easy. It's just a normal assembly. It's just doing the measurements. Okay, so the measurements are easy. The mathing part is not easy for everyone. Okay. Now, for me, I'm just making sure that I cut the score line completely off, which I did not do on that piece. So I just cleaned it up a little bit. If you clean it up now, it's a little easier than when you're done. This is the other part that's optional. I like to cut off just a tiny sliver off the end here. See how tiny that is? Just so when I fold it together, it's a little nicer. It's a little less bulk, and then I don't have to worry about the flap hitting the score line. At this point, what you can do is you can go ahead and take your circle punch and punch out your circle, or your half circle, I should say, for your finger pull. Typically, I forget and I do it after the fact, which is fine. All you have to do is turn your punch. If it's a whale tail, just put the whale tail on the outside. It fits in there. So this is, I think, the first time ever since I started making boxes I actually remembered to do it beforehand. So now you can go ahead and use your glue or your tape. If I'm doing a bunch, I'm going to do glue. If I'm only doing like one or two, I'll use tape. Or whatever, depending on just my mood. So I'm just going to adhere the flap together, like so. And your box is good to go. Okay. I do round my corners. I just think it looks a little nicer. If you're using a corner chomper, I use the 1/4 inch side. You know what? It's a lot easier to do when the box is put together. Normally I do this first, but today I did it last, and I like that better. And you're just gonna tuck your tabs in, put your Tic Tacs or whatever you have in there, and close it up. So your box is done, besides the decoration, and I got just the tiniest little overhang, so I just cut that off. Your decoration, you can undo the box and glue it, and, you know, make it flat. I don't need to, so I'm just gonna put mine on while it's put together. I already prepped mine. I did on silver paper and a piece of the scrap paper. Okay, so just making sure you have it on as straight as you can in center. And there you have it. Just make sure that if you do your finger pull first, that's the top. You put it on correctly. I mean, it's not going to be a huge deal. It's the back. You can choose to decorate the backs. I chose not to. So now you just need any ribbon or whatever you're going to do. And go ahead and just cut off a length. I guess you could tie first, but I just kind of eyeball it. And then just tie. I just did a knot instead of a bow. I'm better at knots than I am bows, and so I just did what made me comfortable. And there we go. That's it. So super easy, super fun. You know, I'm not going to trim it. I think it looks cute like that. Oops. So there you have it, guys. I hope you like these boxes. I hope you make them. Thanks for watching. Bye.